about recording the game rather than streaming live is I'm not going to get your comments. So unfortunately, we won't have that, but we'll be back in Kettering uh, on our next home game, which I think is January 7th, I believe. Flyers will have two more games at home, and they're both slated to play at Kettering Ice Arena. Here comes a Falcon rush shot and Dole to save, and rushing the net for Bowling Green was Ryan Hoover looking for a rebound, but Jake Dole was able to hold on to it. Jake's been the hot goalie. Tavian Park started this season as the starting goalie, and it's not that Tavian hasn't played well. There's a shot. Dole to save, rebound save, and another whack at it by Bowling Green's Austin McMullen, and Jake is able to hold on to it. But recently, Jake's been the hot goalie, and so Coach Morris has been going with Jake Dold. Here's a shot by the Flyers the other way, and Norkovicic turns that aside. 15:40 left in period one. 1-0 Dayton. Flyers in the Chapel Blue sweaters tonight. Loose puck at center ice. Picked up by the Falcons. They'll try to clear it at center. That was Carter Gata, and he lost the puck. Flyers come back into the Falcon zone. Now rushed by Bowling Green, and the puck is dumped in by the Falcons' Greg Peltier, and then he goes to the bench on a line change. Puck dumped back behind the Flyer net, picked up for the Flyers by Max O'Connell. He'll rim it around, but it's off a stick back to the right wing boards. Kleinow of Bowling Green tried to pick it up, but the Flyers come back. Here's Reed in front, trying to get a tip. Norkovich is down on his seat of his pants. He gets back up, keeps the puck out. Now Smith of Dayton centering the puck, but it's off a stick to the left wing boards. 14:20 to go, first period. Dayton leading it 1-0. And these two teams played a tight game last night in Bowling Green, where the Flyers, Mike and Bone, trying to chop the puck ahead. Holding it in for Bowling Green was Keisel behind the net, but it's taken away by Meichenbaum of Dayton. Pass broken up, and now it'll be Spencer DeLeo backhanding the puck to center. Now dumped back in the Flyer zone by the Falcons, and it's an icing violation against Bowling Green. In Bowling Green and northwest Ohio, south of Toledo, but a couple of hours north of Dayton. Face-off will be taken all the way down into the Bowling Green zone since they committed the icing violation. Puck held in at the blue line by the Flyers. Smith shot, blocked. Another whack at it, and it's wide of the Falcon net. At center for the Flyers, Brett Smith shovels it ahead to the Falcon blue line. Picking it up from Bowling Green is Anderson Parker. He wraps it around to the left wing side, right along the wall. Now it's chipped back behind the net. 13 minutes to play, first period. 1-0 Dayton. Puck now into the left wing corner of the Flyer zone. And clearing the puck out for Dayton, Jackson Reed. From the red line at center, Falcons roll the puck back in the Flyer zone behind the net for Dayton. Mike Mygon up ahead for O'Connell. At center, broken up, cleared back into the Dayton zone. And making a play there was Mike Mygon to prevent Joey Halligan from getting a shot toward the Dayton net. Backhand shot. And the save made by Mitch Norkevicius, Norkevicius, and of Bourne, Massachusetts. Both goalies tonight are sophomores. Puck tied up in the left wing corner of the Falcon zone. Now it's chipped in front, and Norkevicius will corral the puck and hold on to it. 12:03 to play in period one. Flyers have been on a roll in the last month of play. They had that rough patch. Here's a backhand shot. Save by Norkevicius. Rebound to the blue line. Falcons trying to get it out. And it's cleared off the dasher board down all the way to the Flyer zone. Icing waved off as Dayton's Declan Ployce picked up the puck. Pass at center for Ployce. Return pass comes in net on their own cage, and Jake Dold had to be aware of that bit of misfortune as the Flyers accidentally tipped the puck toward their own goal, and Dold had to get down and smother the puck. Face off right wing circle of the Dayton zone. Hafer wins it to Pichetti. Pichetti gets around McMullen into the Falcon zone, but McMullen of Bowling Green breaks up that play. They collide along the left wing boards at the Dayton blue line. And wailing the puck down the ice for Dayton is Owen Meichenbaum. Now it's shot back into the Dayton zone, and Dold will drop it off after making the save to Meichenbaum. Pass on right wing. Federico. He flips it in. The Bowling Green zone chases it down behind the net. Luke Federico back to the point. Now rink wide pass and return pass along the left wing boards, and a Flyer is knocked into the wall there. And the Falcons come back. Here's a rush taken away by Pichetti. He just picked the pocket of Ryan Hoover as Hoover tried to move in up the slot in the Dayton zone. And we've got a delayed penalty coming up, it looks like. Be the first penalty of the game, and let's see who goes in. It looks like it's going to be Mark Pichetti of Dayton. For roughing. So a power play chance for the Bowling Green State Falcons. They trail at 1-0, but have a one-man advantage for the next 2 minutes. On the roughing minor committed by Mark Pichetti. And now we're waiting on the officials asking the scorer's table to get the penalty up on the board. Now he'll have a word with the Bowling Green bench. Jeff, do you have a way to pause the recording between periods so they don't have to wait through it? I guess they can just scroll through it. Oh, okay. Well, they can buzz through it. Still waiting on the officials are having a conference. The penalty's been posted to Piketty. The correct time of it has not been. Yeah, that's what the Flyers would like is a no time penalty. Yeah, he can just jump right out of the penalty box. Oh, well, they still don't have the penalty right up there on the board. Uh, must be a new crew here at the chiller tonight, maybe. Anyway, Falcons have a power play chance. Fire shot saved by Dold, and the puck bounded past a couple of Falcons, unable to get a stick on that rebound. Now for Bowling Green, Parker. He's checked along the boards there by DeLeo of Dayton. He'll dump it in the Falcon zone. On net, the save made by Norkovicius. Oh, now they have it up there. Was it a 10-minute penalty for roughing? Well, we'll find out. For the Bowling Green Falcons, here's Jack Kleinow. Drops it back, and now return pass behind the net is broken up. Kleinow sets in front of the net, looking for a tip, and it just hopped over his stick. Kleinow was in position to tip it right in, but the puck just sailed over his stick blade. Another shot by the Falcons blocked. Another shot saved. Old rebound is cleared down the ice by the Flyers. Mike Mygon. Just under 9 minutes to go in the first period. It remains Dayton 1, Bowling Green nothing. Flyers trying to prevent the Falcons from re-entering the attacking zone. They have a one-man advantage. Here's a shot way from center that comes in on Dold, and before Trey Zeibel could get a tip on it, the Flyer netminder holds on to the puck. Okay, so we think there might be just 20 seconds left in the penalty. Falcons win the face-off. Shot is blocked. Puck held in by Updike of Bowling Green. Puck centered, and Dold kicks his left skate out to keep that puck out. Now for the Falcons, Updike a shot. Save Dold. Rebound live, another shot. Save! Rebound! Oh, what a big save for the Flyers, Max O'Connell. And now another shot right into the pads of Dold. Boy, the Falcons all over it. And now a Falcon player winds up in the net. That's Ryan Hoover, but not the puck. What's that, Jeff? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So face off in the Flyer zone. We're back to full strength, both sides. So that was just a 2-minute minor penalty to Piketty. Puck down in the Falcon zone behind the net. Well, Bowling Green did everything but score on that last power play opportunity. They're back in the Flyer zone. There's a rink wide pass, all alone shot. Oh, a sliding block by Meichenbaum. Hey, Owen Meichenbaum. How about that? A Falcon player. I was going to get his number, but then Meichenbaum came sliding across in front of him, and that distracted me. I didn't see the Falcon player who took the shot, but he had a wide open clearing on right wing in the circle, and Meichenbaum just flew over and like sliding into second base, slid in front of the Falcon player and blocked the shot. 7:19 to go, first period. For the Flyers, DeLeo lost the draw to Patton of Bowling Green. They fight for it along the left wing boards in the Dayton zone. Puck tipped behind the net. Meichenbaum after it. He has it swept off of his stick by Patton. Puck comes loose, and now it's flipped down the ice by Spencer DeLeo into the Falcon zone. Back to get it for Bowling Green, Nolan Patton. He's ridden into the boards behind his own net. Back comes Bowling Green this way. Shot wide of the Dayton goal. From the carom of the end boards, puck along the left wing wall. Puck is centered, intercepted by Mygon of Dayton. Mygon flips the puck up ahead to teammate, and I don't have a number 8 on my so I don't know what Flyer player that is. 6:15 to go in the first period. Here's Flyer Brett Smith. Pass ahead off a stick, bounds around to the left wing boards. Now here's Mike Mygon on right wing. Long shot from center wide of the Falcon net. And we had to record this game earlier. We couldn't get a signal up here to stream the game, so that's why you're seeing it on tape delay, although there's no tape. 5.5 to go in period one. Puck haggled around with in the Falcon zone. A shot, and goalkeeper Mitch Norkovicius comes up with the puck, and he'll hold on to it. Teams will change with the stoppage of play and set up a face-off in the right wing circle of the Falcon zone down yonder. From the draw, puck in the corner. It kicks free. The Falcons clear it, but then there's a whistle. We have an interference minor coming up on someone. And let's see who the guilty party is. It's a Dayton player, and that is going to be Johnny Yesenik. 2 minutes for interference. So with the penalty, there will be a face-off in the Dayton zone for Bowling Green. Jack Kleinow. I have him listed at 5'5", 130. So he is one of the smaller players you'll see, but he's a fast little skater. Here come the Flyers. Brett Smith shot saved by Norkovicius. From the rebound, the Falcons come back. Pass into the Dayton zone, but bumped off the puck was Mark Rudo, a Flyer player, knocked into the boards hard, and that's Brett Smith. He's back on his feet. And the puck was flipped. They have a conference now. Was there a penalty on that play? Smith was knocked into the boards. Did the puck just go out of play? Because I don't see any movement toward the box, so it doesn't look like there was a penalty on that play. They just had to have a conference as to where to set the face-off. It's in the Dayton zone, and from the draw, Declan Ployce will clear the puck. Icing waved off as it went past Bowling Green's Aiden Granica before it went all the way down the ice. So play continues. Falcons into the Dayton zone. That was Mark Rudo. He's ridden into the boards. There's a shot over the crossbar. Another shot. They score! And that's Jack Kleinow on a rebound. And the Falcons tie the game at 1 apiece. Jack Kleinow, again, 5'5", 130, a sophomore out of Allen Park, Michigan. The Falcons have a couple of players from that town. For Kleinow, that's his 5th goal of the season. Taco Hut. Jeff has been to Allen Park, Michigan. So how about that? So 1-1 the score, as that is a power play goal. That's something that has been a Achilles heel for the Flyers, is killing penalties this season. Here's a chance for the Falcons. A shovel pass in front of the Dayton net intended for Hoover, but broken up. Back come the Flyers, going the other way. There's a shot taken by Federico and a save by Norkovicius. And he's able to control the puck. 3:34 to go in the first period. It's been an exciting game so far, just like the one was last night up in Bowling Green. From the draw, puck is flipped ahead by the Falcons and tipped in the Dayton zone. Back to get it for the Flyers is Mygon. He flips it over the glass and we'll have a face-off. Face-off just outside the Flyer zone at center. Flyers win the draw. Here comes DeLeo and gets a shot in on the Bowling Green net and a save made by Norkovicius. Mm. 3:10 to go in the period. Face off down at the other end in the Bowling Green zone. Now back come the Falcons. There's a pass intended on right wing for Austin McMullen, and it hopped over his stick, or he would have had a chance to come in on the Flyer net. Now a player for the Flyers gets knocked into the boards at the end behind the net. He's back on his feet. Puck comes all the way back behind the Dayton net, picked up by the Flyers' Aiden Ward. Pass at center intercepted. Flip back in the Dayton zone and intercepting that shot for Dayton was Brett Smith, and he clears the puck down the ice and will be icing on Dayton. And the next Flyer action is supposed to be, there's a draw on the Dayton zone, shot, pad save Dold. Rebound behind the net. Now we got a wrestling match in front of the net. It's big Aiden Ward, and he wrestles down to the ice with Bowling Green's Nolan Patton. Patton having a word with a couple of Flyer players. And we'll see if there's any punitive action as a result of that wrestling match. I don't think there is. And here's a shot right from the face-off, and the save made by Dold. It was a weak shot that was just tipped to the Dayton net. So next Flyer action at home is supposed to be January. Why won't this go up? I'll have to bring it up another way. I'll mention it later. For some reason I can't get it on my Twitter, so I will go the other way. Another method. Stand by. Face off down at the other end. 1:50 to go in the period. Picking up the puck, Patton for Bowling Green. Rink wide pass, shovel to center. Intended for Anderson Parker. He lost it. Puck behind the Dayton net all the way at this end. Puck cleared ahead by the Flyers. High pass at center. Picked off by the Falcons, but there's a check on the Falcon player Peltier. There's a shot by the Flyers, and it was either wide of the net or Norkovicius got a piece of it. Puck dumped in by the Flyers' Mark Pichetti. Rims around to the left wing corner. Hafer after it. Has it stripped away from behind. And then the puck is held in by Pichetti. A shot. Mark Pichetti's shot from the right point. Wide of the Falcon net. Under a minute to play in the period. There's a hit in the corner by the Falcons' Ryan Budai. Do you know how to say that? Budai or Budai? B-U-D? Budai? Okay. B-U-D-I or A-I is how it's spelled. So puck behind the Falcon net. Down to the left point. Flyers hold it in. There's a shot from the right wing side, wide. 15 seconds left in the period. Meichenbaum is shot, and Norkovicius is saved. Puck loose. Off to the left wing boards. 5 seconds left in the period. Puck is chipped all the way down into the Dayton zone, and Jake Dolan will record a save, turning that puck aside right at the buzzer. So, good game so far. At the end of one, it's Dayton 1 and Bowling Green 1. The Flyer goal scored by Jackson Reed, and Jackson his 9th goal of the season. Jackson, again, the big 6'5" sophomore out of Cranberry Township, likes to play baseball and golf, or he's a business economics major. Whereas the Bowling Green goal, is at least it appeared to us up here, was scored by Jack Kleinow, his 5th of the season, which leads this Bowling Green team. Kleinow out of Allen Park, Michigan, a 5'5", 130 sophomore. So, boy, you've got a foot difference in the size of those two scorers. Jackson Reed 6'5", and Jack Kleinow listed at 5'5". So, yeah, good game so far. All evened up at 1 apiece. And I was going to go and online and get scores between the periods, like for NHL and college basketball and all that stuff. But since you're watching this on delay, few hours after the game, all those scores are passe at this point. All those games are all final. You can just look those up. So, but let's get the date of the next Flyer home game. I'm waiting for that message to pop up. Okay, here we are. So next Flyer home game is scheduled for Saturday, January 18th at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And that's at Kettering Ice Arena against the UK Wildcats. So next Saturday, 1/18. That's the next home matchup that the Flyers have. And then, my goodness gracious, folks, So after tonight, there's only two more home games. And again, playing up in Springfield, there's hardly any fans here from UD. With the students don't come up here. So this is a nice facility. I don't want to run down the facility up here. It's a nice rink. It's well lit. Um, and they've got five rows of bleachers on the one side up here. They have a nice concession area with snacks and whatnot. So if you're going to come to a game and it's going to be up here, um, you know, it's a nice place to be, but it's so far from Dayton that the kids from UD don't come up here. So what'll be nice is we'll get back to our home rink in Kettering, which is just 10 minutes away from the UD campus versus Springfield, which is like 45 minutes away. For the last two home games at Kentucky on the 15th of January, and then senior night, which will be February 8th at 8 o'clock against the UC Bearcats. So our last two games will be in Kettering, and hopefully they'll spread the word on campus, and we'll get a big student crowd at the ice arena on the last two games. So, but this is like being at a neutral site, to tell you the truth, since there's no home crowd here. But still, nice facility. It's a nice place to play if you're a player. So that's that. But there you have it, folks. Did you get shots, Jeff? Okay. So unofficially, Bowling Green had 11 shots on goal, Dayton 16. So that's where we're at, folks. And I know that some of you probably are going to just scroll through this the between periods, but if you're hanging in and just watching the Zamboni or watching me, it's 1-1 the score, and we are again emanating from the National Trails Park and Rec Chiller in Springfield. Springfield, about 45 minutes, was it northeast of Dayton? Is that right? Northeast of Dayton? Okay. I'm terrible with directions. But this place, do you know what this building used to be? Because they didn't just build it to be, huh? Oh, was it? Oh, okay. So it wasn't something else before. I thought they retrofitted it to become a rink. So, oh, okay. So Jeff says, yeah, right. I worked in Springfield for 5 or 6 years. This was back from 1989 to like 94, 95. And yeah, it was always hard to get anything done up here as far as renovations or anything new up here, just because they didn't have the money to do it really. Springfield, well, Springfield, like a lot of uh, communities, there's a half and half. There's a wealthy half, and there's a not so wealthy half, and down here on the south side is kind of where it's kind of hard to get things renovated on this side. Where we're at is kind of in between the two uh, halves of the city, the north and south side. But But since I've worked here 35 years ago or whatever, they have uh, spruced up Springfield to some degree. They've it's decorated a little bit better when you come in off of 70 onto South Limestone off the highway. There's a nice sign there, some nice landscaping, and so on and so forth. That wasn't there when I worked here. When I worked here, um, it was kind of rough looking when you first got off the highway, and but now it looks nicer. So they have spruced the place up some over the past 30 years here and there. So, well, the Zamboni has made its rounds, and we're waiting now for the teams to come back out and start loosening up for period number two. And last night was a 5-4 Flyer win, kind of last minute win. And I was told by our pal Luis Sclafani, and if you're watching this game on delay later on, Luis, thanks for giving me the message earlier today about what happened last night. As the Flyers killed off a 5-on-3 power play and scored to near the end of the game to pull it out 5-4. In Bowling Green, they're looking for their first win of the season. They are 0-17 coming in. But they're a scrappy team. You can tell just from this first period of play. Oh, that's good. Yeah, better than nothing. Yeah. We're live. Okay. Did the Falcon fans head down to the bleachers? I guess they had enough of old blabbermouth. Okay, we're all set, everybody. Puck is dropped and we're underway. 1-1 the score. And Mitch Norkovicius will cover up the puck as it bounded off the inboards right back to him. And there will be a face-off in the right wing circle of the Bowling Green zone. Trey Zeibel wins the draw for Peltier. Flyers hold the puck in. Here's a puck tip behind the net and centered. And that pass is broken up. There's a flip right in front of the net, and Reed couldn't quite get his stick on it. He tried to jam it in. Back the other way, wiping out was Ryan Hoover in the Dayton zone as he tried to play the puck. The Flyers, as I recorded the rosters for each team earlier today, one thing that's kind of glaring is that the Flyers will definitely have a size advantage on this Bowling Green team. Of course, that doesn't have to matter. We saw probably the smallest guy in the ice score the goal. Kleinow. There's a centering pass by Dayton's Luke Federico that's broken up. Now a shot toward the Falcon net is off the either stick or mitt of Norkovicius and over the glass, and we'll have a face-off. Kent Jacobs, along with our producer-engineer Jeff DeFord from the National Trails Parks and Rec District Chiller in Springfield. For Bowling Green against Dayton, the Flyers are the home team in this contest. Now for Bowling Green. Here's Caleb Keisel. Dumps in the Dayton zone. They haggle for it along the left wing boards right at the Falcon bench. We have just a congregation of players, about 6 to 8 players, all fighting for the puck. Finally, they blow the whistle. Jack Kleinow takes the draw. Back for Conway. Liam Conway will dump it in. Puck rimmed along the left wing side. Clearing shot at center intended for Kleinow, but it's broken up. Loose puck. Conway in his own zone. Rink wide pass. Granica. Aiden Granica. Pass at center. Kleinow shovels it into the Dayton zone. Flyers back to get it. 2.5 minutes into period 2. 1-1 the score. For Bowling Green, Caleb Keisel. Shot wide of the Flyer net from the end board carom. It comes to center. Here come the Flyers the other way. Nice body check by Andy Nelson on the Flyer player trying to move in. There's a tip toward the Falcon net that's wide. Brett Smith centers the puck from behind the Falcon net, but right to a couple of Falcon players. Here's Andy Nelson for Bowling Green. He is ridden off the puck as he tried to carry out of his own zone. He chases the puck down and unable to pick it up. It rims along the dasher along the corner to the opposite corner. For the Flyers, there was Johnny Yasenik trying to play it. Here's a shot. Yasenik trying to tip the puck, and Norkovicius is able to cover it up. And they'll hold on to it. 16:37 to play in the second. 1-1 the score. The goal scorers, Jackson Reed Dayton and Jack Kleinow, Kleinow for Bowling Green. There's a shot, and trying to get a tip on that shot from the point for the Flyers was Sully Clark. Norkovicius is able to make the stop. Clark will take the draw against Nolan Patton. Patton wins the faceoff. Back is Ryan Boudet. Boudet to center ice for Patton. Into the Dayton zone, but he had tipped it too far and carries past the goal line for icing. $16:20 to go in the second. Nolan Patton against. Patton wins the faceoff. It was against Clark. Flyers don't have sleeve numbers, so if they have their front to you, you can't see the numbers. You can't see who it is. Here's Tommy Rutherford to Clark in the corner. Clark is knocked down, there's going to be a penalty on Greg Peltier of Bowling Green. Might be Peltier. He's from Windsor, Ontario, so he might be have a French Canadian pronunciation. Peltier. It might be Peltier, but tripping is the penalty. First Bowling Green penalty of the game. Flyers with a power play. They're whapping the puck down the ice for the Falcons is Carter Gaeta. 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 Here come the Flyers back on a rush with a one-man advantage. Here's Reed. Over the line. Drops at center point. Now into the corner and trying to center the puck was Tom Rutherford, and it's off a stick and out of play. And we'll have a face-off. And the net came loose in the Bowling Green crease. So face-off, left wing circle. It'll be Nolan Patton from Cleveland taking the draw as the Flyers' Aiden Ward wins the face-off. Flyers set up a play. Rink wide pass, and looking for a tip in front was Ward, and the net comes loose again behind Mr. Norkovicius, and we'll have a face-off once again. They didn't post the penalty, so I mean, I don't know how much. Oh, okay. Well, it looks like yeah, they are short one-handed. Okay. The Flyers still a one-man power play. Here's a screenshot blocked. Now here's Rutherford picking up the loose puck. Wraps it around for Ward in the corner. Aiden Ward drops it off to Snyder. Rink wide pass, and it's intercepted by Liam Conway. He tries to clear it, but the Flyers hold in. Reed to Rutherford, checked by Conway. And now Ward slams a Conway into the boards. But the Falcons clear the zone. Flyers holding the puck in. Here's a chance for Rutherford. Side of the net, now he veers off. Looking to make a play, Tommy Rutherford. Drops it off for Snyder. Snyder bangs it off the end wall over for DeLeo. DeLeo circles, top of the left wing circle. In the corner, Ployce. Declan Ployce. The penalty's been killed off. Here's a shot, and it bounds in front of. Oh, just missing a tip was Rutherford. The puck hopped over his stick. He was all alone at the right side of the net. Now at the other end, the Falcons score. Just moments after they killed off the penalty, Bowling Green takes the game's next goal, and it's Ryan Hoover. Ryan Hoover out of Brookville, Ohio. 6 foot, 226-pound junior. His fourth of the season. An even strength goal, and the Falcons have their first lead of the game now at 2-1. We'll reset at center. Puck banged into the Falcon zone. Back to get it for Dayton. Colin Umhafer. He's checked. Zeibel bangs it off the wall. Now it's shot. And here's a possible clearing the other way, but Chandler Odell couldn't catch up to the puck on the pass off the right wing boards, or he would have had a breakout on the Dayton net. 13 minutes to play in the period. There's a shot well wide of the Falcon goal. Reed centers for Dayton. Now here's a one-time shot that's wide, and we've got a whistle. One-timer shot by Declan Ployce. And now do we have a penalty coming up? Or what's happening? No. There's no penalty. There will be a face-off in the Bowling Green zone, right wing circle. It will be Trey Zeibel out of Livonia, Michigan. Wins the face-off. But the Flyers get a shot, and it's high up over the glass. At where? Madonna University? Livonia. So Jeff got his undergrad degree at a little college called Madonna University in Livonia. So Jeff is familiar with these points of the compass. Face off in the Falcon zone. Moving in. Cutting behind the net is Brett Smith. Centers, but it's broken up and stolen by Aiden Granica. Granica will dump it in the Dayton zone after crossing center ice. 12.5 to play in the period. 2-1 Bowling Green. They're in the black uniforms. The Flyers in the Chapel blue sweaters and red trunks. Stoppage of play. There will be a face-off at center ice. And our goals in this game, Jackson Reed Dayton and Kleinow and Hoover, the two scorers for Bowling Green. From the draw down in the Dayton end of the rink. Flyers come back with it. There's a shot, and Norkovicius knocks that off wide off of his blocker pad. Tommy Rutherford for Dayton drops it off behind the net. Sully Clark, it got past him. Granica tried to clear. Flyers held it in. DeLeo chips it in the corner. Now here's Granica. This time he sends it rink wide over for teammate Ryan Boudet, and they send it down at the end, the other end of the rink. Dold had to, I think, make a save down there. There's another shot. Dold to save. That shot by Greg Peltier. Here come the Flyers back, trying to tie the game. There's a shot. Norkovicius makes the save. Reed takes a whack at Aiden Granica, and that gets broken up. There are 3 officials out there for college hockey. Jeremy Lee is one of them. I'm not sure if Eric Steiner is another one. I'm not sure who the other official is. From the draw, there's a shot high and wide of the Falcon goal. Puck center. There's a shot. Oh, and it's tipped wide. And the net comes loose. That was Alex Pompina. Alex Pompina came oh so close to tying this game. And the net gets jarred loose, and that results in a whistle. Face off in the Falcon zone. Again, thanks for joining us on a delayed basis. Again, we couldn't get a signal to stream the game up here, and so Jeff decided to record it so we could just play it back later. And there's Greg Peltier. Pass at center, knocked down. Flyers chip it back in. After Jackson Reed, he slams Peltier into the corner boards. Several players prodded the puck. It tips in front, and saving Norkovicius was Carter Gata as he is able to pick that puck off and clear it away. As it got sent right in front of the net, there's a shot the other way, wide of the Dayton net. 2-1, the Falcons lead it. Flyers looking to keep their winning ways on a roll. Here comes Dayton this other way. And return pass intercepted. And behind his own net is Peltier. He got stripped of the puck. And back for Bowling Green is Caleb Keisel. Keisel will dump it in. Flyers empty it back out. We're just past the 10-minute mark, so we're just past the midway point of the game. Colin Umhafer tried to get a stick on the puck. Now Brett Smith wraps around to the left wing side. There's a big hit. And that's, I think, Brian Dolby, number 8, Dolby. And he tries to get a tip on a centering pass. And there another shot save made by Norkovicius. Federico drops it back to the point. There's a shot saved by Norkovicius. Puck at the side of the Bowling Green net. And now we've got a whistle as I believe a penalty coming up on Ryan Boudet, I think. He tangled up, I think, with Colin Umhafer. So looks like we've got, is that a Dayton penalty? Holding? So is that coincidental penalties? So they both tangled up, so they both go to the box for holding. So we will have 4-on-4 hockey for 2 minutes. From the face-off, and there's a tip just wide of the Falcon net. Flyers trying to get this game knotted back up. Here is Tom Rutherford. Rutherford will circle back. Flips the puck in, tries to chase it down. It comes to Ployce. Ployce opposite corner for DeLeo. DeLeo checked by 2 Falcons. Comes back to the point for Meichenbaum. Meichenbaum checked by Zeibel. Zeibel is after it. Zeibel really making a play. But losing the puck to Ployce was McMullen. Now McMullen steals the puck back. And here he comes. He's trying to get a break, but he's got a chance, a shot. And Dold makes the stop. Well, that was a big chance for the Falcons to double their lead. Ken, you've got a desperate team. They're 0-17 on the season. So they're going to throw everything to the wind and just let it all go and trying to get in the win column for the first time. Carter Gata flips it in front, backhand shot. And it looks like it's kicked out by Dold. 8 minutes to play in the second. 2-1 Bowling Green there in the dark uniforms. Puck shoveled in by Peltier. Flyers need to get back on this end of the rink. Drop pass now dumped into the behind the Falcon net. Back to get it is Peltier. He's tied up along the boards by 2 Flyers. Jackson Reed trying to come out with it. Peltier still has it. He leaves it for Gata. Gata checked, but he clears the puck to center. 7 minutes to go in the period. Tackled 4 along the right wing boards, now cleared into the Falcon zone. There's a shot. It's actually a centering pass intended for Umhafer from Snyder, and that gets broken up. Here's a chance for the Flyers cutting in. Jackson Reed, backhander. Oh, it's tipped just wide of the right goal post. Nice effort by Reed. Now here's Pichetti dropping the puck back off. It's tipped away. Flyers trying to shovel it back in behind the Falcon net. Gata up ahead. Rudo shot in the Dayton net. Pad save. Rebound saved by Dole. Here come the Flyers. Chasing the puck down. Cutting behind the net is Ployce, and he centers, but we've got a whistle. We have a hook. Hooking minor coming up on somebody. Or what do we have? I thought he signaled hook. Okay, here he goes. Okay, he just tried to get on the bench. That's Carter Gata, freshman out of Buffalo, New York, 5'8", 180. He just tried to slyly head to the bench and disregard that penalty. So Flyer power play with 5:45 to go in the second. They need to put one in the net to tie this thing up. They trail it 2-1. Here's a clearing on right wing into the Falcon zone, cutting behind the net now as DeLeo stops. DeLeo drops it off. Umhafer now to the point. Reed back to Umhafer, center point. Now DeLeo left wing circle, now to the point. Shot, and it's blocked by Boudet of Bowling Green. Now here's a chance for the Flyers. DeLeo over to the left wing, right wing circle. Shot wide of the goal. Puck caroms off the corner boards back to the blue line. Held in by DeLeo. There's a shot, and it's blocked wide by Boudet. Meichenbaum, Date, right point. Left point. Winds up, fires, and the tip is wide. Holding the puck in. Flyers, and another blast, and a screenshot is tipped over the glass by Colin Umhafer. Flyers putting on heavy pressure. They don't have, I should have made a mental note of it. How much time is left in that penalty? 45 seconds. So they must have some new guys here that don't know how to operate the scoreboard. They don't have it on the board, and they had trouble with it earlier. So Flyers have possession and a one-man advantage. Rutherford, screenshot, and a save. It's plucked out of the air by Norkovicius. 30 seconds. Half a minute left in the Flyer power play. They're putting on heavy pressure. Norkovicius coming into the game, 0-8 record, 825 goals against, and a 840 save percentage. So we think with those stats that you would be able to put some pucks in the net, but he has played very well this evening. Flyers still a man advantage. Shot blocked in front. Trying to get a whack at it. Norkovicius kicks it out, and there's a big play and another pile up in front of the net, and big play by Kleinow to block a shot. And that might have been headed for the net, but little Jack Kleinow, my goodness, he's only 5'5", but he's been a giant out there tonight. He scored one of their goals, and he just made a big block of a shot that could have been headed for the net. 18 seconds left in the Flyer power play. Now one of the officials talking to Mitchell Norkovicius. Now the puck is dropped from the draw. Flyers hold it in. Rutherford back to the point now. Back to Rutherford. Tommy, left wing circle. Screen shot. And it's plucked out of the air by Norkovicius. Right in front of the net was Charlie Snyder. 6 seconds left in the power play. He was trying to get a tip on that shot. It came in, and Norkovicius made the catch with his trapping mitt. Another face-off. It's going to be Rudo. The Flyers win the face-off. Shot, save, rebound, loose. Oh, and it's kicked off to the behind the net by Granica. Saved by Norkovicius. Then Granica tipped the rebound behind the net to keep the Flyers from getting a chance at that rebound. We're back to full strength. Flyers, again, they did everything but score on that power play. Threw everything at but the kitchen sink at Norkovicius, but the sophomore from Bourne, Massachusetts, keeps the puck out, and he had help a couple of times from Kleinow and Granica to do so. Now here's Reed for Snyder. Centering, and a tip is just wide by Jackson Reed. Flyers really trying to get the range on this Bowling Green net. There's a centering pass, but it gets past Reed. He was trying to get a one-time tip on it right in front of the crease. He's parked right in front. There's a shot. Oh, it's vicious to make the stop. Centering pass gets behind Reed. Now it's held in by DeLeo. Center point, fake a shot. There's a centering pass for Reed. It's broken up and cleared by Andy Updike. Boy, the Flyers have put all kind of pressure on this Bowling Green net. But tip of the hat to Norkovicius and company. They've kept the puck out. Now here's a chance for the Flyers. Shot, and it's kicked out. That was Brett Smith with a nice drive from the left wing. Puck knocked down by Umhafer on a clearing shot. It comes over to Gata, Carter Gata. Up ahead, Kleinow. Kleinow checked. 2 minutes to go in the period. 2-1 Bowling Green with the lead. Now a delayed penalty. The Norkovicius heads to the bench for the extra attacker, but the puck is played by Liam Klymans, and that will result in a whistle and a Dayton penalty. That is going to be, what number is that? 20? 21, 24? It's a hooking minor. Didn't quite get the number. But a power play for the Falcons, leading it 2-1. Picking up the puck, Mark Rudo. Rudo past Umhafer over the Dayton line, left wing. He's checked into the boards. Puck slides all the way back into the Falcon zone. Picked up by Aiden Granica. Now he'll circle his net to kill time. Now Granica starts out. Left wing pass. Parker, rink wide for Kleinow. Drops it back to Granica, back to Kleinow. Rink wide, left point, shot. And the save made. That was Aiden Granica with a shot. Under a minute to go, 40 seconds in the period. Shot! And that's a blast from the center point by Mark Rudo that gets deflected wide. Puck carries to center. The Falcons on a power play. Leading at 2-1. 20 seconds left in the second. Circling at the blue line is Anderson Parker. And here comes a chance for the Flyers right at the end of the period. Moving in all alone, a shot and a save made by Umhafer. Kicks it out with his right skate off the side of the net. And that was a uh, chance for the Flyers shorthanded. And then right at the buzzer, a shot at the other end of the rink that Dold has to stop. What a good duel right now. Jake Dold against Mitch Norkevicius. As after 2 periods of play, it is a 2-1 lead for the Bowling Green State Falcons. Jeff, unofficially, what do we have for shots right now? So unofficially, Jeff has the Flyers out shooting Bowling Green 27-24. As Zamboni will resurface the ice. Stand by, folks. So again, scoring everybody. For the Flyers, Jackson Reed, his 9th of the season. And we didn't get, there's no PA. We don't have assists. So we don't know what assists were on that play or any of the plays. Uh, but Jackson Reed is 9th of the season, 1-0 Dayton. And then was Jack Kleinow, his 5th of the season. And that tied the game up 1-1. And the only goal scored in the second period was by Ryan Hoover of Bowling Green, his 4th of the season. He's from Brookville, Ohio. And that's it, 2-1 after 2 periods of play. Taking a look at the Tri-State Collegiate Hockey League standings right now, and they're probably not through games this weekend yet. But the Miami Redhawks are on top of the league. They have 7 wins and 1 loss, 2 overtime wins. They've got 25 points. They're on top of the league. The Ohio Bobcats are second. They're 6-1-1 for 20 points. Michigan Wolverines 5-3-1. They've got an overtime loss. They've got 16 points. Kentucky Wildcats, they're 4 wins, 3 losses, 1 overtime loss, 13 points. The Louisville Cardinals, who the Flyers lost a weekend series to back in October, and my gosh, the Flyers got hammered 2 games in a row, like 11-1 and 11-0 or something like that. Louisville, but they've only played 5 league games so far. 4-1, 12 points. They've played half as many league games as Miami. So Louisville might end the season, might be right up there. Indiana, 4 wins, 3 losses, 12 points. Cincinnati Bearcats, 2 wins, 6 losses, 1 overtime loss, 7 points. The Dayton Flyers, 2 wins, 6 losses, 1 overtime loss. Same record as Cincinnati, 7 points. And Ohio State The Ohio State Buckeyes only played 5 league games, and they're 3-1 for 5 points. And this Bowling Green team, bringing up the rear, they played 8 games. They're 0-8, no points. But this Bowling Green team, my gosh, they don't look like an 0-17 team tonight. And they certainly obviously played last night. They had a chance to win the game. The Flyers pulled the game out late, right at the end. And now tonight, the Falcons lead 2-1 after 2 periods of play. And their goalkeeper tonight, Mitch Norkovicius, he is the, I guess, de facto starting goalie in that he's played more games than their other 2 goalies. And I'm not sure who played last night for the Falcons. But Norkovicius has acquitted himself very well this evening. And Jake Dold, the same thing at the other end of the rink. Jake Dold has only allowed, he stopped 22 out of 24 shots, so he has an excellent save percentage. And Norkovicius stopped 26 out of 27. So both goalies playing very well tonight. And that's where we stand after 20 minutes, or correction, after 40 minutes. After 40 minutes, the Falcons lead it 2-1. Of course, some news of the Tri-State Collegiate Hockey League. Um, um, the Denison Big Red are supposed to join the league next season, but then we're supposed to have a couple of attritions. I think that Louisville and Cincinnati, I think, are both going Division One, or at least Louisville is. But so they're going. The Tri-State League is going to lose 2 teams, and I know Kentucky is looking at trying to go to Division One. Louisville is going to Division One. I think Cincinnati is too, but um, at least there is a team that's supposed to join, and that's Denison. And Denison is out of the Columbus, Ohio area. And I'm sure some of you guys probably know all the info on the ins and outs of that, and are probably typing in chat messages at this point. But I won't say it. But yeah, we'll catch up on that next time, I guess. But at least that's what I believe is happening. Is Denison is joining the league. Is Finley also? For some reason, I almost sound like that. Finley might be as well. I'm not sure. But I know Louisville's leaving, and I think another team is leaving as well. So, um, well, the young lady who's driving the Zamboni has about one more trip down the ice to make. So they will be coming out for the third period here momentarily, folks. Well, I found the news section of the Tri-State League site, but it's not updated to what's going to happen this upcoming off season. So yeah, I'm not unable to find out about that. So stand by, folks. They will be coming out for the third period momentarily. Again, 2-1, the Bowling Green State Falcons. On goals by Jack Kleinow and by Ryan Hoover. The lone flyer goal is by Jackson Reed. At the end of the game, we will give you a brief recap, and then we'll crown a 3 stars of the game and a defensive hard hat of the game. Then we will shut things down. Falcons are back on the ice. Now the Flyers are back as they'll getting ready for the start of the third period. Should be a good one. We've had a great game so far. Okay, everybody. Jake Dole is back in his crease for the Flyers as both teams huddle up at the benches before they come out. Mitch Norkovicius down in his crease at the other end, and we're ready for action. Flyers trying to keep their recent winning ways intact. The Falcons trying to win for the first time this season. So it'll be a big night for the Falcons if they can hold on to this game. Falcons and the Flyers. Sully Clark takes the draw for Dayton at center ice to start the third period. Falcons win the draw. And we're back to action in the third. And Bowling Green in the all-black unis with the orange and white trim. The Flyers in the Columbia blue, or also called Chapel blue tops with the red trunks. And we have an icing violation on Bowling Green to start the third, and we'll have a face-off down at the other end. Sully Clark. And I can't see the number of the Falcon player. And that actually is Ryan Hoover. Hoover wins the face-off. Back comes Bowling Green the other way. Racing down the ice and ridden into the corner boards here on this end was Zeibel of Bowling Green. Nice play by Sully Clark. Hafer for Dayton. Drop off. Rutherford. Shot. And the save made off the pads of Norkovich. Another shot. And they score! After putting heavy pressure on the Bowling Green net in the second period, but unable to cash in, the Flyers just 43 seconds into the third. Tommy Rutherford is able to tie the game. For Tom Rutherford, that is his 8th goal of the season. He's second on the team to Reed. Rutherford is 6'2", 220 pounds, out of Chicago. Business major, likes to go fishing when he's not playing hockey. Here's Mark Pichetti for Dayton. Slides the puck in through the slot area in front of the Falcon net. We've got a whistle. We've got a penalty coming up. Slash. And let's see who heads into the box. It's going to be Looks like a Flyer player, and that is Johnny Yesenik for slashing. That's another Achilles heel of the Flyers this season, is taking too many penalties. Here's the face-off in the Dayton zone. Falcons have it. We're all knotted up at 2 apiece. They set up the play around the perimeter. Screen shot, and they score! What a wrist shot from the center point out near the blue line. And that is Aiden Granica out of Saline, Michigan. 5'11", 160-pounder, and it's, at least as far as ACHA records so far, his first goal of the season. That was a nice wrist shot. If indeed that was Granica, I believe it was. Who was it? Oh, the second of the season. Oh, is it? Oh, okay. There's a shot at the Flyer net, and the save made by Dole, and a rebound, and they score! Holy cats almighty, the Falcons. After the Flyers tied up, they come down and they score 2 quick goals. That's Granica again, isn't it? Wow. So he has scored twice in this period, and that's his 3rd of the season. And it's 4-2 for Bowling Green, just like that. Wow. Here is Ployce for Dayton. Long shot at center, intended for Rutherford. And the Falcons are able to clear the puck, and that'll be an icing on Bowling Green. So how about that? My goodness gracious, Tommy Rutherford ties the game up, and then bam, bam, power play goal, and then a goal on a rebound. And just like that, it's a 4-2 Bowling Green lead. Here's Declan Ployce. Pass up ahead, and this is a game the Flyers, if they want to try to have a shot at the league playoffs, this is a game they need. And here comes Ployce. Declan drops it back. Comes all the way on goal to Dold. He'll set it up for Brett Smith. Smith bangs it off the right wing boards to center. To Umhafer, or correction, Constable. He'll dump it in. Here's a shot by the Flyers, and it's may have gotten a piece of that, was Norkovicius. 17:15 to go in the game. Or at least regulation time. There's a Flyer knocked into the boards at the other end. Here's a play by Umhafer. Tried to drop it off in front. Comes to the point. It's held in. Dumped in behind the net. Wraparound chance for the Flyers. Meichenbaum is checked, and then one of the Flyers is knocked almost onto the Bowling Green bench. That was Piketty. He almost got flipped over the boards. Here is Mygon. Mygon for, I think, Umhafer. He'll dump it in. Back to get it, Piketty. Mark Piketty. Here's the referee goes down, takes a big spill. He's back on his feet. Puck centered in front and broken up, and back come the Falcons. Here's a nifty move by Ryan Hoover, but then lost the puck. Puck held in at the boards. There's a shot wide of the Dayton net. Mike on for Dayton. From in front of his own cage, straight up the gut to center ice. He collides with Zeibel. Puck behind the Bowling Green cage at the other end. The Flyers coming back. Here's Brett Smith. Shakes off a check by Mgata, and we've got a penalty or a whistle. What's going on, folks? Just we had a whistle. I don't think there's a penalty. Maybe no penalty on that play. Face-off will be just outside the Falcon blue line. Puck carried in by Smith. He's ridden down to the ice and comes back to the left point. A shot and kicked out by Norkovicius. Another shot. Holy cow. And that puck tipped over the glass. Boy, that was a big chance. Trying to see the number of that player that had that nice shot on from the right wing circle, and I can't make it out from down here. Might have been Sully Clark, maybe. But the puck out of play now. It's 15:09 left in regulation. 4-2 Bowling Green. Meichenbaum flips it into the opposite wing corner. Now rims around to the boards. Bowling Green came into this period leading 2-1. Flyers tied it. And then bam, bam, two quick goals. One of them a power play goal by the Falcons. Here comes Bowling Green back this way. Nice play on defense by Brett Smith to slide and break up a rush by Caleb Keisel. Owen Meichenbaum dropped past Smith in front of his own cage. Bangs it off the boards to Jackson Reed. He'll flip it in. And that'll carry all the way down the ice for icing against Dayton. 14:19 to go. Reed and Rutherford for Dayton. It's been Kleinow and Hoover and 2 by Granica of Bowling Green. From the draw in the Dayton zone, left wing circle. Flyers win it. Meichenbaum over to Smith. Pass up at center, gets through everybody and down the ice. And icing again on Dayton. Next time we are scheduled to be with you is Saturday night, January 18th at 5 o'clock from Kettering Ice Arena against the UK Wildcats. Tangled up behind the Dayton net. Here's a pass by Hoover back to the point for Granica. Rink wide back to Patton. Now a shot steered aside by Dold with his big stick. Here's Parker. Centering! It's off the side of the Flyer net. Falcons hold the puck in. Picking it up was Patton. He actually left it behind him. It's picked up by Rutherford, and back he comes. Here's Big Tommy Rutherford, a backhander, and the save made by Mitchell Norkovicius off of his leg pad, and he'll hold on to the rebound. Clock stopped, 13:28 to play in the third. From the face-off, down at the other end of the rink, Falcons have it. Puck flipped to center ice. Rutherford trying to tip it back in the Falcon zone. And after it is Ryan Boudet and a couple of other players, and it's popped up over the net, I think, or maybe the net came loose. But at any rate, there's a face-off at the other end. They drop the puck. Puck behind the net, it's coming around to the left wing boards. Rutherford, I believe, and it's tipped down the ice by the Falcons, and this will be icing on Bowling Green. And again, another face-off down at the Falcon end of the rink. 12:56 to play in the third. 4-2 Bowling Green. Flyers had a 1-0 lead, and then it was 2-1 Bowling Green, then 2-2, and then 2 goals back to back unanswered have given the Falcons a 4-2 lead. There's a scramble in front of the Falcon net. Puck comes free down the ice into the Dayton zone, and Dold will let it go for icing. Another face-off coming up down at the Bowling Green end of the rink. From the draw, puck skitters down into the Dayton zone. Back to get it for the Flyers is Mark Pichetti. He's shoved into the boards by Christian Chernick. Puck now left wing corner of the Bowling Green zone. Now behind the net, falling down was Ryan Boudet. Puck comes out to the blue line. Now it chips back into the Dayton zone. Flyers back to get it. Brett Jones. Pass up ahead, Pichetti. He chops it to center. Intended for Federico, but intercepted. There's Hoover of Bowling Green. He's checked. Puck kicks free. And there to pick it up for the Flyers, Mike Mygon. And he'll ice the puck. And the face-off will come back to this end with 11:44 to go in the third. Well, I wish we were live so we would have our live chat so I could converse with you folks. We did have a few chat messages earlier right at the beginning of the game when Jeff put out the message that we were not going to be live. And hello to if you're watching this game on replay later on, we're glad you're with us. There's a couple of collisions along the boards down in the Falcon zone. Officials let things keep going. And a player for the Falcons wipes out right in front of his own net. And now the puck comes back this way. It's picked up by Mike Mygon. Mygon fans on a clearing shot and trying to pick it up was McMullen, but he trips up and goes down. And they finally blow the whistle along the boards as there were about 3 or 4 players down on the ice. And we will have a face-off with 10:49 to go. Been an exciting game. It's been a hard-hitting game. A lot of up and down action. A lot of good goaltending on both sides of the rink. Face off down in the Bowling Green zone. Here come the Falcons in the black uniforms. Puck rimmed around to the left wing side. Flyers hold it in. A lot of board play now at this time of the game. Here come the Falcons. There's a chance, a shot saved by Dole. That was a nice rush by Mark Rudo. He got a good shot, but Dole had a clear view of it. Play now down at the other end. But here come the Falcons. Another rush. Puck flipped in on net. Save made by Dole. Then with Mark Rudo cutting in from right wing, trying to get a rebound. Jake Dole will hold on to the puck. Sully Clark will take the face-off. A couple of Falcons are being directed back to the bench as they are substituted for. And now Mark Nolan Patton's tossed out of the face-off circle in favor of Andy Updike. Now he's tossed out in favor of Nolan Patton. Well, officials not making up their mind here. Here's Spencer DeLeo of Dayton. Passes on left wing, puck tipped in. Here's a centering pass broken up back in the Falcon zone by the Flyers. Now a pile up in front of the net, and the puck comes free to Piketty on the left wing. He's pinned to the boards by Updike. Puck rims around to the right wing side down in the Falcon zone. Right along the boards. Been a lot of heavy-duty multiplayer puck battles along the boards in this period. Here's Mark Piketty. Nice move around Parker. Piketty, left wing, then has it stripped right as he tried to enter the Falcon zone. And a rush the other way. A shot, blocker pad save, just parried to the corner by Dole. Sully Clark comes away with a puck. Here comes Sully rushing down the ice. Head manning for Rutherford, and he has it stripped away. 8:45 to go in the third. Here's a chance for the Falcons. Nice play and a nice check by Brett Smith to break up Joey Halligan. Puck fought for, kicks free behind the Dayton net, picked up by Colin Umhafer. He gets past Halligan down on left wing into the Falcon zone. Stops in the corner. Tries to center it. And it's tipped wide. Now flipped back to center. Flyers trying to catch the Falcons in a change. Here's the Senek shot. And that's caught by Norkevicius. And Norkevicius, Norkevicius. 6 foot, 180-pound sophomore. There's a shot from the draw, and I think Norkevicius got a piece of that. Puck comes free all the way down to the Dayton zone. Jackson Reed up for O'Connell, and a pass over for, I believe it was Meichenbaum. Flyers trying to come back. There's a shot, and puck is caught by Norkevicius. 7:37 to play. From the faceoff, puck back to the blue line. Meichenbaum tried to flip it ahead. It is carried back out by the Falcons. Puck flipped in behind the Dayton net. That was by Austin McMullen. Puck picked up by Declan Ployce of Dayton. Across into the Bowling Green zone, and he wipes out right in front of the net, trying to get a backhand shot toward the cage, and it was wide. Falcons back the other way. There's a shot up over the glass off the stick of Ryan Hoover. And there will be a face-off in the Dayton zone. Sully Clark against Jack Kleinow. Kleinow wins the draw. Chipped in behind the Dayton net, centered off the stick of Keisel, but it is cleared back to the blue line. Here's a one-time chance. Oh, what a save by Dold as he robs. It looks like Kleinow, who got the tip on that, a one-time tip on the puck, and off the shoulder of Dold. Now back come the Falcons again, and there's a trip up, and nothing called. Mygon could have been called for tripping on that play, I believe. Puck comes over to Mygon. Mike will flip it backhanded fashion to center ice. Back come the Falcons into the Dayton zone. Shot, and it's gloved by Dold. That was Kleinow. Puck dropped to the left of Dold. Falcons get a one-time shot, but it was partially fanned on. Back comes Jackson Reed. He drops it off in front, and they score. Do they score? It looks like, well, maybe not. I don't know. It looked like one of the Flyer players had his arms in the air. That's Smith, but no indication of a goal. There was a big congregation of players in front, and I thought it looked like Smith was holding his arms up in the air like in a celebratory fashion, but it's not the case. So it remains 4-2, 5:55 to go. Flyers trying to hold the puck in. Mygon flips it in front, and Norkovicius will nab the puck. And another face-off down in the Falcon zone. Puck dropped at the other end. Pichetti held it in for Umhafer. Dropped in the corner. Player checked by Patton. Flyers still control the puck down in the Falcon zone. Pichetti. And it's poke checked away, and the Falcons flip it back into the Dayton zone. There's a big check on Patton. Puck centered, intercepted by Pichetti. Pass up ahead to Ployce, a shot, save, and the rebound. And it's either a save or the puck was popped out of play. Hard to tell from way down here. 4:59 to go. Is there an infraction on this play, or was it an injured Flyer player who's being escorted to the bench, or is it a penalty? Looks like a penalty on, is that Jackson Reed? It is. And now they finally got the scoreboard operation correct. They have the number and the correct time. So number 14, that's Jackson Reed, 2 minutes. Did you see the signal, what it was for? Roughing. So Jackson Reed, a roughing minor. And again, the Flyers hurt themselves taking penalties. That is their 6th penalty as opposed to 3 by the Falcons. There's a shot. Save made by Dold. Rebound to the corner. Pichetti clears out to center ice. Falcons regain possession. There, Austin McMullen out of Buffalo, New York. Cuts behind his own net. Passed along the left wing boards to Zeibel. He's checked. 4.5 to go in the game. 1.5 minutes left in the power play for Bowling Green. Here is Zeibel. Checked by Ployce. Circles. Tries to drop it off for Updike. Centers. Broken up, another shot. Save. Rebound. Save. Oh, and it's still a pileup, and now a whistle. Oh, what saves by Dold and Declan Ployce. Declan Ployce kept the puck out, and then Dold did on a rebound shot as well, lunging back, stopping the puck with his blocker pad flat down on the ice. Big chance by the Falcons to really put this game away had they scored. Jake Dold putting himself back together. And now we've got a penalty coming up on Bowling Green. It's Ryan Hoover for 2 minutes. And I didn't see what that penalty was for. Did you see? Did you guys see? Yeah. I didn't see what the officials, if they put it, made a signal, so I don't know what it was for. But 2 minutes for Hoover. So we're 4-on-4 for a minute, 6 seconds, and then the Flyers will have a power play for about 50 seconds. They need to put one on the board. They're down by two, 4-2. Give and go chance stripped away. Break out the other way for the Falcons. Shot. Oh, the save by Dold. He robs Leon Conway. Conway essentially had a penalty shot almost 1-0. And Dold is able to stonewall it and keep the Flyers in the game at this point. Look at the other end. Flyers are able to make a play on the puck, but now it's cleared back into the Dayton zone. Back to get it is Meichenbaum, pass to center, tipped down the ice by Luke Federico. 9 seconds left in the Flyer penalty. Turning with the puck is Aiden Granica. Trying to clear it, held in by the Flyers. Now the Flyers have a power play for 45 seconds, needing to get on the board, trailing by 2 with 2:45 to play. Puck flipped toward the net for a one-time tip, but they missed it. Puck centered again and broken up. Flyers still maintain possession. Now it's tipped away, back to center. Flyers have to retreat. Meichenbaum gets around Rudo. Here's Brett Smith. Works through several players trying to go right up the gut, but poke checked away before he could get a shot off. Now we're back to full strength, so the Flyers unable to score either on 4-on-4 or 5-on-4. 2 minutes exactly to play in the game. I think the Falcons can smell victory number 1 of the season at this point. 1:45 to go. Surprised the Flyers have not pulled their goalie now that the puck has been down in the Falcons' end for an extended amount of time, but Dold is still in the net. I would think down by 2 goals that they would have pulled him by now, but no movement to do so as yet. Now a timeout for the Flyers. Maybe they'll do it at this point. 1:39 to go. Again, our next Flyer YouTube broadcast is scheduled for Saturday, January 18th at 5 o'clock in the afternoon against Kentucky. That will be at our regular Kettering Ice Arena home rink, and then we'll have our senior night a couple of weeks later against the University of Cincinnati at Kettering Ice Arena, and that will do it for the home season. Hard to believe we're already talking about the end of the season. It's still about a month and a half away, but there's only a couple of more home games for the Flyers. Again, we'll crown a 3 stars of the game after this contest and a defensive hard hat. Okay, now Dold is on the bench, and the Flyers have the extra attacker at 6-on-5. From the draw down in the Falcon zone. Jackson Reed at the left point tried to hold it in. Now it's a chance at the open net the other way. And breaking up the play was DeLeo, and now they score. They open net. I thought they were going to call a penalty on DeLeo for tripping up Hoover, but the puck goes in instead. It is now 5-2 for Bowling Green. And Hoover got the goal, apparently. He leads the handshake line. And that's going to do it. The Falcons are going to win for the first time this season. Hoover's second of the game, an empty netter. As it's now 5-2. What an effort tonight by the Bowling Green State Falcons. From the draw at center ice, a minute 20 to play. With a 3-goal deficit now, Dole is in the net for the Flyers. Of course, Dole, that empty net goal does not count against his stats. So he's given up the 4 goals now. At the other end, did Dayton score down there? Okay, I didn't even notice it. Do we have any idea what the number was of who scored? Did you guys see? No. Yeah. So we're not sure who scored for the Flyers. It makes it 5-3. So they reset the clock to 1 minute and 3 seconds left. Puck dropped. Declan Ployce for Dayton. Now Dole will go to the bench since the Flyers are down by just 2. Smith for a shot, and Norkovicius the save. And we'll have a face-off. 50 seconds to play. Well, the Flyers can score within the next 10 or 15 seconds and make things interesting. Play continues down at the Bowling Green end of the rink. There's a puck flipped in front by Ployce. Deflects to the corner. Now there's a shot blocked by the Falcons. Another shot. And they score! Holy cats almighty! Hold the phone, everybody. The Flyers score again to make it 5-4. And again, we don't know who scored. Sorry, folks. 5-4 now with 27 seconds to play. The Flyers win the faceoff. Dole will head to the bench again. Dole has to make the save on a stop. He outlets it. Now here's Ployce. Dole heads to the bench. Extra attacker on the ice. Puck is chipped into the corner. 5 seconds left. And the Falcons going to win the game. The icing came right at the buzzer, so no icing. The game is over, and the Bowling Green State Falcons, after losing 5-4 last night, come back and win 5-4 tonight on the road here in Springfield, Ohio. And you can watch the game later on. We'll feed into that Dayton Flyers hockey. Thanks, guys. Yeah, have a good trip back to Bowling Green, guys. Yep. We'll see you next year. Thanks. So the Flyers win at 5-4 tonight. As we'll pick a 3 stars of the game. We don't know who scored the last 2 Dayton goals, so that will, affect whether our 3 stars are real accurate or not. But let's give the number 3 star of the game to Ryan Hoover of Bowling Green. And then the number 2 star of the game, we're going to give it to Aiden Granica of Bowling Green. And the number 1 star of the game will be the goalkeeper of the Bowling Green Falcons, Mitch Norkavicius. Unofficially, the Flyers outshoot the Bowling Green Falcons 45-37 for the game, but and Jake Dold played well. I mean, he gave up 4 goals, then one goal was empty net that did not count against him, and he gave up 4 goals, as did Norkavicius. Norkavicius faced 8 more shots, but really both goaltenders played very well tonight. Scrambling, boy, Dold had to scramble, flopping around in the crease several times to keep pucks out, and Norkavicius played very steady hockey in the net for Bowling Green all evening long, and he's our number one star of the game, Mitch Norkavicius of Bowling Green. The hard hat, let me think about the hard hat. Um, I'm going to give the hard hat to Jack Kleinow of Bowling Green, as he scored, but he was made a couple of big blocks, and he was just I hate to say a pest because of he's 5'5", but he was a pest all night long. And in this team speed of, I think, this Bowling Green team. We mentioned how the Flyers, I think, had a definite advantage in size, but I think the team speed of the Bowling Green Falcons bothered the Flyers throughout the course of the evening. So again, we'll give you the goal scores, at least that we had to guess on most of them. There's no public address here, no telling us who the officials gave the goals to, and we don't have any assists. But for Bowling Green, we had Kleinow, a power play goal, Hoover. Then we had back-to-back goals by Aiden Granica, and then we had Hoover, his second goal uh, of the game, and Granica, of course, had 2. Hoover's second goal was an empty netter. And then for the Flyers, we had Jackson Reed. Then we had Tommy Rutherford. And then the last 2 goals by the Flyers were scored down at the other end of the rink. And just I guess the fact that the Flyers were kind of in desperation mode at that point inside the last minute of play. They did not bother to have a handshake line. The player who scores usually leads that handshake line. Since they didn't have the handshake lines, we didn't really get a guess in on who scored the goals. Um, you might be able to look and see on the replay. You might be able to zoom in and catch the number of the Flyer player who scored. But so the last 2 goals for the Flyers, we don't know who scored. That could have affected our 3 stars if multiple goals have been scored by 1 or 2 Flyer players. They might have gotten in the mix for that. But we only think that Reed scored once and Rutherford once, and the last 2 we're not sure of. Um, so that'll do it. Again, shots 45-37 unofficially favoring Dayton. And again, the 3 stars all from Bowling Green. Hoover number 3, Granica number 2, Norkavicius number 1. Hard hat goes to Jack Kleinow. Um, uh, Number of Flyer players to point out that played very well tonight. Brett Smith played well. Brian Dolby and Sully Clark had a good game. Declan Ployce and Owen Meichenbaum. Everybody, Tommy Rutherford, they all played good games tonight, but not quite enough. It was just quite enough last night, not quite enough this evening, as the Falcons hold on to the game as the Flyers score twice late in the third period to cut a 5-2 lead to 5-4, but are not quite able to come up with a game tying goal to send it to overtime right at the end. So we appreciate you watching tonight. Look forward to the next Flyer game. And that again will be Saturday evening, January 18th at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time at Kettering Ice Arena against the Kentucky Wildcats. We look forward to seeing you. And if you can make it to the game, we'd love to have you at Kettering Ice Arena. And if not, then join us here on YouTube. We usually always get a good stream from there, so we shouldn't have to record anything. We think it's just the building here in Springfield that maybe a lot of heavy metal framing or something like that makes it hard to get a signal out of here, but that's always been the case. But we appreciate you joining us on the replay and look forward to seeing you next time. So speaking for engineer, cameraman Jeff Duford, this is Kent Jacobs reminding you again the final score tonight. The Bowling Green Falcons 5 and the Dayton Flyers 4. Until January 18th, we bid you good night, everyone, from the National Trails Parks and Rec District Chiller. That's a mouthful from Springfield, Ohio. Good night, everybody.